Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And if you have a breakup story you'd like to share, please visit writemac.com, send it in, and I'll possibly do a YouTube video just like this. If you like the video, throw me a like. If you don't, throw me a not like. I don't care. And if you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, don't subscribe. This is my 10th video today, so I'm just getting tired of this intro. Switching it up a little bit. Okay, let's get into it. So, blank, so I don't say names, I dated for 1.5 years. She broke up with me 2 months ago. We were in Florida with her family. Her dad had open heart, I'm assuming surgery, and lived. In a few days was expected to recover. He died on Thanksgiving. We went to the hospital, and people were calling and texting condolences. My ex called. That night, I checked her text. They had been talking for a while. I woke her up yelling at her about it. So let's get on. My ex and I dated 1.5. She broke up with me 2 months ago. We were in Florida with her family. Her dad had open heart surgery, and in a few days was expected to recover. He died on Thanksgiving. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's confusing the way it was written. We went to the hospital. People were calling and texting condolences. My ex called. That night, I checked her text. They had been talking for, okay, this is where it gets confusing. Her ex, because she says the person's name, her ex's ex called. So they were together, and her ex called to give her condolences about her father passing away. Can you understand that? So currently, this individual's ex had an ex that called when her father died. That night, I checked her text. They had been talking for a while. I woke her up yelling at her about it. Okay, bottom line is, if someone lost their father and their ex contacts them, you are an extremely selfish individual to go off on someone for talking to them. That is ridiculous. I can't imagine how that would feel. I still have my father. But if my ex or one of my exes in my past called me or sent me a message or was talking to me for a few days, I would be thankful and happy, because that's someone that knows me and has known me for a long time and cares about me and probably wants to be there for me. And I would be receptive towards that. And if my current girlfriend had a problem with that, that would be a huge red flag to me, as far as their personality and their jealousy is just at another level. And a total loss of compassion. Lesbians are weird like that. They always want to stay friends. Well, you know what? I don't think this is a lesbian necessarily thing, but staying friends is one thing. Contacting someone because one of their parents passed away is another thing. She cried, and I said, I told you you were going to be friends one day if I was doing something. Why would I keep it? The next day, she doesn't talk to me. We are back home, and everything is getting better. Then at her dad's memorial, there was a picture of her ex with the family in the video. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's up to the family. If that individual was part of their family for a period of time, they have every right to have that picture up at a memorial. This is highly selfish of you, in my opinion. This is why you write your story, because you want to get my honest opinion. I mean, this is selfish. We fought. She told me to leave. I didn't. Then I sulked the whole time. The fact that you even you're admitting that you sulked and you're an adult and you're at somebody else's parents' funeral, highly, highly selfish. I felt insignificant. You felt insignificant at someone's funeral or wake that's your girlfriend's parents' wake. You're not supposed to be significant at that point. It's the person that passed away. The next day I tried to talk to her and explain to myself, but she didn't care. You should have apologized instead of explained yourself. She broke up and left. I got frustrated and threw the Christmas tree clothes around her house and started to take my stuff. Highly irrational, highly selfish. I would even throw in narcissistic. She blocked me every way, and I could only email her, so I sent her awful, mean emails that weren't true. What do you want from all this? I was out of my mind. She emailed me back and was devastated by them. Then she quit talking to me completely. Oh, surprise, surprise. By email, I convinced her to see me, and I spent the night. We had sex, and I left in the morning. Everything was good. The next day after work, ASAP, we spent the night together again. No sex, just holding her. I apparently said something that upset her. I didn't know at the time when I left her for work. Well, you seem to be someone that doesn't really think before they speak. She didn't talk to me at all that day. Then in the evening, she responds and she's home alone drunk. Next day, we talk a little and she said she can't see me anymore. I wonder why. Then blocked me again. I couldn't understand it and said, I'm coming down. She said, no, I'll call the police. Okay, that's a cue for you to leave the individual alone. I drove there, but before I turned on her street, I saw 3 state police blocking the road. She said she was scared of me because I flipped like a switch. What do you think? What do you think of your behavior? I've only done it that one day. On her dad's funeral? Her dad was a state police and physically abusive to them growing up, but after he apologized, they had a tight relationship. That's between her and her dad, and the fact that the way you acted is inexcusable. She has PTSD. She said she didn't want to live with that. Cut contact again. 2 weeks later, we start emailing again. I asked her to Valentine's dinner. She said, no, I can't see you every time something happens between us. We are over. I know she still feels for me. Can I get her back, or I've done too much damage? Well, if she's willing to take you back, yeah, maybe sure. But I mean, the way you need to work on yourself and your own behavior, because you're going to have these kind of problems with other individuals. This idea that you flip like a switch, and she felt like it was needed to get police in between you and her. That means she's scared of you in some way. That means you're being a bully. And the way you just put aside the fact that you were sulking and you felt insignificant at her father's funeral, I don't really know what to say to that. Like I said, you need to take some inventory about yourself and what you did. And if you're going to get back with her, you need to apologize directly for these kind of actions. So I hope that helps you. Please visit writemac.com if you've got a breakup story to tell, or if you'd like to book a live coaching session. Thank you for supporting the channel.